Welcome in, Leo. This is your mid-year review. So we're going to check in. We're going to see where you've been, where you are, and where the energy is leading you. So thank you so much for being here. I'm Heather with Heather's Healing, and this is a mid-year review for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. All right, so Leo, this is a collective read. Let's take a look at your energy. Show me Leo's energy. We've got the moon. Major Arcana card here. So this is representing you. Um, what I'm feeling from this is the dualistic energy of the moon. It kind of feels like you're possibly being pulled in two different directions. This could be it at any level. This could be a physical thing, an emotional thing, a spiritual thing, but it feels like you are maybe a little conflicted, maybe a little unsure at what your next move should be. Maybe you're trying to figure out, maybe um, something feels off, but you can't quite figure out what it is. Maybe there's something you need to change in your life, but you can't quite figure out what change you need to make. So it does feel like a little bit of a conflicted energy here. Unsure, things aren't very clear. There's nothing wrong with that. The energy of the moon. I'm also hearing pay attention to the symbolism in dreams. I feel like you're getting a lot of guidance from your dreams, and it's not so much what is happening in your dreams, it's the symbolism in your dreams. So pay attention to your dreams, patterns that are repeating not only in your dreams but in everyday life. That can give you some clues as to what um that can give you some clues, because I don't know what the situation is for you, but it feels like Leos are feeling a little bit conflicted. I'm hearing something needs to change, but I'm not sure what. It's that sort of thing. Okay. What does Spirit want to talk to you about? What does Spirit want to talk to you about? Spirit, your higher self, the universe, whatever you want to call it. King of Cups. Uh, so we're Spirit would like to talk about your emotional fulfillment. Um, this feels like you overriding yourself, you overriding your good judgment. What's going on with that? Is this a person that's causing you to override your good judgment? Is that why you're feeling conflicted? Are you trying to people please too much and that's causing this confusion? Um, we've got the King of Cups, and the King of Cups talks about mastering your emotions, mastering your wisdom, understanding your wisdom. You have that wisdom for a reason. It's encouraging you to follow what you know is true for you. And I keep going back to the overriding yourself. What else do we need to know about this King of Cups? This could be codependent relationships. What else do we need to know about this King of Cups? Yeah, it kind of feels like you're constantly second guessing yourself. What else do we need to know about this King of Cups? We got the Hierophant. Okay, so it's going back to your wisdom, what you know is true for you, what you know is best for you. Don't override that. That's the message here. Don't override that. I also would say something that would really help you, Leo, is to have some structure, um, traditions, a spiritual tradition to lean on. It really feels like Leos are in need of this feels like being grounded in a type of spirituality. It doesn't have to be a religion, but I think this would really help. So maybe this is um, connecting with your body through yoga. But this is going to be something you do every day. I feel like anything, this could be art, this could be dancing, singing, I don't know, whatever it is for you that brings you back to you, that helps to ground you in the truth of who you are. It's taking a moment every day to pause, um, to come back to yourself. This could be a meditation, yoga, movement, something that helps bring you front and center. And I feel like that's going to help you get a lot of clarity, because it does feel like you're overriding yourself for whatever reason. It's like you are being guided, you have wisdom, you can feel the truth of something, and then you go totally against that. When we get to the outside influence, that will be interesting to see what that is. Because I'm kind of wondering if for some of you this is a person that, a codependent relationship, or a person that you're giving your power away to, basically. It could be substance too for some. All right, so let's take a look at the beginning of the year. What was happening for Leo at the beginning of the year? What was the energy at the beginning of this year? Beginning of 2026 for Leo. Let's take a look here. We got another five. We got the 5 of Cups. So, beginning of this year, this is grief, this is loss. It's mourning someone, mourning a loss. This could even be mourning a chapter of life, that you can never have back again. It can be something like that, but a lot of grief and loss, grief, loss, mourning. We've got the 5 here. Let's see. I just want to see what we've got going on here. 17, 18. That's a 9. So we've got 2 5s here. The energy of 5 in tarot is, it's an unstable energy, but it offers a disruption that's needed. It helps to kind of get you back on course, and I really feel that with this Hierophant here. Um, I would look back to what was going on at the beginning of the year. What were you mourning? Um, did you allow yourself to mourn whatever this is, or did you override that? Because anytime you override an emotion, it's going to come back to you. So that could be adding confusion to you currently. This could be a part of it. It almost kind of feels like, Leo, like you lost yourself. That's kind of what this feels like. But I feel like you have an awareness of that. Maybe you didn't have an awareness of that earlier this year, but you're starting to see it. And I feel like that's probably part of the conflict here because you're not quite sure what direction to take. Maybe some of you are considering breaking up with your partner. There's a lot of feelings here, and that makes it confusing. I also feel like having a tradition, a spiritual tradition, something a way of grounding your energy every day is going to help. It's going to help bring you clarity. Let's take a look at the current energy. What's going on with Leo right now? In this present time, what is going on with Leo? Maybe you just need to have a good cry. We've got the world. We have an ending. I don't feel like this ending is happening quite yet. Maybe that's part of the confusion here. Um, but we've got the world card. This is a positive card. It's success. It's a conclusion. It's an ending. It's a successful conclusion. And maybe you're just having a lot of mixed emotions about that. You do have three major arcana cards here. These are big energies. There are things, these are energies outside of your control. Things, you know, it's a lot. It feels like a lot. But this is a successful ending. And maybe you're trying to hold on to something that you can't hold on to anymore. It's no longer healthy. It's not going to work for you anymore. It doesn't have to be a person. I mean, this could be a job. This could be all sorts of things. Um, they're big changes though. Big changes for Leo. And when something ends, something new always begins. So that's and maybe, maybe there's a little bit of fear looking into the future because you're just kind of wondering what's going to happen next. How is this all going to play out? We got the Hierophant. This is the energy of Taurus or Chiron. Yeah, so this could even be old wounds resurfacing again, childhood wounds coming up for you. So we've got the moon, we have the energy of Taurus, we have Saturn with the world, we have Mars. I do feel like there's definitely a need for you to take action. And you probably have a good idea of what that is that you need to take action on, and maybe it's something you just don't want to do. So you're hoping maybe the other person will do it, or I don't know. If there's an energy of avoidance happening here for Leo, that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. And keep in mind, this is a collective read. So if you would like a personalized reading for you and your situation, I have a link below for a discounted reading. It's a summer special that I'm running through September, and is this style of a reading. It's a mid-year review, but it's personalized for you. All right, let's take a look at where is this energy leading you? Let's take a look at the energy towards the end of the year. Gosh, I feel like there are so many different situations going on here for Leos. I can't hone in on just one. There's so many different things going on here, but with the similar thread. Don't override your emotions. You know, feel what you feel. Maybe you don't want to feel what you feel, or you don't want to acknowledge the truth of what you are feeling. All right, let's take a look at the energy towards the end of the year. Where are you headed? Energy towards the end of 2026 for Leo. We've got the star. This has been coming up in so many personal readings lately. The star. I like this. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. This is life getting a little bit easier. Whatever heavy emotion is happening here, it does start to ease up towards the end of the year. You're seeing things more clearly. You are understanding yourself in a better way. You understand. You just can see things more clearly. That's what I'm feeling with the star card here. This is also the energy of Aquarius. Anything is possible. I feel like you're more optimistic towards the end of the year, probably because you're just out of this, just feels kind of like stagnant, murky water. And at the end of the year, you're coming out of that. So that's going to feel really good. This star for me also talks about improved health. So if you're having some health challenges, I do feel like that improves towards the end of the year with the star card. It's a really beautiful energy. I love the energy of the star. It's hope, faith, guidance, it's insight. It's also a deeper spiritual connection. So I feel like whatever spiritual traditions you start now, you're going to maintain that. You're going to keep it going. You're going to see you'll see the value in that. But almost every card here is a major arcana card. So these are big subjects, big topics, big emotions. It's a lot. Advice and guidance for Leo. Advice and guidance for Leo. And not everything is as it looks or seems. I think that that's also part of the confusion here too. Advice and guidance. We've got the Ace of Swords here. Just trying to figure out what direction I want to go here. If this was just one person I was reading for, this reading would be so much easier. Um, Safe to say, Leos, this could be a bit of a challenging year for Leos. So, advice and guidance, get to the truth of the matter. Um, have conversations. You might even just need to have a conversation with yourself. Write out, like literally write out how you are feeling. Write out the situation that you are confused about. Um, I, I'm not saying override emotions. Don't do that. Feel what you feel, but it might help to look at what's going on in a logical way. Um, Talk it through, like I was saying, write it out. Um, get get above it, see it from a higher perspective, see it from a different angle. But I also feel like this is a blessing that's coming in, that is going to bring in clarity. I don't think it's here quite yet, but I feel like this is a blessing that is coming in, that's going to help you see the truth in a situation. It's going to bring you a lot of clarity. I'm hearing it might be hard to swallow. This could also be truth about yourself. You know, if you are in a codependent relationship, or you're overriding, going back to this moon card where you might be overriding your own guidance, this truth might help you understand why you were doing that, what was going on in that situation. You can also get this guidance in your spiritual practice. Have some kind of spiritual practice, and that can be all sorts of things. It's like you need a way of channeling your emotions. You know, art is a great way of doing that. Writing is a great way of doing that. It's like getting back to your roots, back to the basics. Um, Prioritizing yourself. Okay, now here's what this is the card I'm most interested in. Outside influence. This is the people around you and your environment. I want to see what's happening here for Leo. Outside influence, other people and your environment. What is the energy here? We got the Queen of Swords. So with the Queen of Swords, being the energy in your environment, I feel like this is more of an internal conflict. That's kind of what I was wanting to see. I wanted to see if this confusion that you are experiencing, is this because of someone else, or is this an internal struggle you're going through? And I feel like this is internal. The Queen of Swords in your environment, I actually think this is probably a really helpful energy. Um, it's very logical. It's honest. It can be brutally honest. um, it's not a very, I will say, and this is why I feel like this could be very helpful. This is a very non-emotional energy. This is the type of, this is like someone that loves and cares about you being brutally honest. They are not sparing your feelings whatsoever. They're telling you how it is, but it's accurate. There's truth in it. Um, Logical communication. It's not a very nurturing energy. Uh, but I kind of don't feel like you need that. This also tells me that you probably have at least one person in your inner circle that you could talk to, that you can confide in. And maybe that's what you need to do. You know, maybe you need to confide in this person, talk it out with this person. Um, this tells me that there's at least one person that you can trust, that you can confide in, that you can get feedback from. So talk to that person, ask them for their perspective on your situation or on how you were feeling. They might have insight that you hadn't considered. So yeah, I do feel like this is an internal struggle, whatever this is. That does lead me more of like a childhood wound coming up. Uh, it could also be linked to whatever was happening at the beginning of the year. Um, Maybe you just need to mourn or cry or grieve, whatever it is that you feel that you were lost or cheated out of. and things might clear up just from, allowing yourself to have that time to actually grieve. All right, Leo, let's take a look at your hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. We got a lot of air. I'm just looking at this because Leo, you guys are so fiery and we have so much watery energy here. It's air and water. There's no fire here. So, Leo, you guys are definitely not feeling quite like yourself. That's okay. Got lots of air and water here. Hopes and fears. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. I don't know why that just confused me there for a minute. Ten of Swords in reverse. Hopes and fears. You know what? This to me, this feels like, will I ever? There's a fear here that you're never going to feel like yourself. A fear of, is this ever going to get better? Are things going to improve? Um, it's a lot of resistance. Interesting, it's also delayed endings. So you currently are in a phase of a big ending and a new beginning. There could be fear linked in with that change. But there's an energy here of, is it ever going to shift? Is this energy going to change? And yes, it will. It will shift. It definitely will shift. But yeah, Leos, some of you are definitely going through it. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Lots of change, disruption, change, and that's okay. I'm just want to shuffle these cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards from the bottom as a final message and then also pull an oracle card. But just a reminder, if you would like this style of a reading for yourself, oh, we need to do the potential outcome, huh? But if you'd like to have this style of reading for yourself, the link is below. I was getting ahead of myself. We need to look at the potential outcome. Potential outcome, looking towards the end of the year, potential outcome for Leos. We've got the Tower. Disruption and change. That's exactly what I was saying. Potential outcome. Interesting. Cancer had a similar message towards the end of the year. So I don't know, there could be a Cancer that is a key player here for you. But the Tower, it's change. It's change, it's disruption. Doesn't mean it's going to be horrible, but it's lots of change. I do want to pull one card. What is this Tower about? Like, what area of life? What area of life can we, I know this is a collective read, but can we hone it down to one area of life? The Tower is sudden changes, unexpected sudden changes. But I kind of feel like you're already going through that. I feel like it's already kind of happening. Area of life. Oh my gosh, this is very similar to Cancer. So we got the 6 of Swords here. Well, this isn't really giving me the area of life that I was hoping that it would. Um, but this is definitely clarity. Uh, it's you coming to a realization, and it's you leaving. It's you leaving a situation, a person, something. Um, but you definitely have clarity. This Tower brings a lot of clarity. I kind of had a feeling it was going to do that. I was hoping it would give me a little more of a, um, I don't know, a more direct direction or area of life. But it isn't. Other than it's clarity, you're very clear about the what needs to change, what needs to go. Um, you have very clear direction towards the end of this year. And it's a very swift change. It's a very fast change that happens. So we've got the 6 of Swords. This is Mercury. Mercury in Aquarius. We have Aquarius twice. Hmm. Definitely something you don't see coming, but it does bring a lot of clarity. I was hoping it would say, "Oh, this is a matter of this tower is talking about love and relationships or work and career." It's not really of all the cards. It's kind of funny. Um, but you have clarity and you're very decided in the decision that you make. Whatever you're moving away from, you're very clear about it. That's really all I can say. Let's go ahead and take 3 cards from the bottom. More swords. So we've got the King of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, uh, and the 4 of Swords here. And when we're talking about swords, it's the energy of air. So it's communication, it's thoughts, it's ideas, it's a higher perspective. The energy of it can feel a little icy. It can feel a little cold. It's not a very loving energy, but it is honest. Um, it's precise. So we've got the King of Swords. I do feel like this is talking about how you're going to feel towards the end of the year. You're going to feel very clear, empowered, um, transformed. This is a new understanding of who you are, the values that you hold. I wonder if that's part of the problem here. Maybe you're kind of struggling a little bit with what are my values? What do I value? What's important to me? Um, you're going to be very clear about that towards the end of the year. I'm also going to say with this 4 of Pentacles, what I feel with this energy is whatever this keep your cards close to your chest towards the end of the year. Whatever truth and knowing that you come to, don't just share it with anyone. I don't know why that feels really important, but it does. And then we have the 4 of Swords. This is a break. There is relief coming in with this towards the end of the year. You have clarity. There is a time for rest, recovery, reflection. It's a very powerful year for you, Leo. You're learning a lot about yourself, that's for sure. Not one fire card. Not one fiery energy here. Hmm. We have 2 fours. So we have 2 fours, we have those 2 fives. Those numbers are really standing out to me. Um, what's interesting about the fours is it's a stable energy, but it can be stagnant. You're not going to have stagnant energy. by the end of this year, you are going to be very clear. There is no stagnant energy. And then the fives, like I was saying before, it's an unstable energy, but it's a disruption that is very much needed. Fives bring a creative disruption. I feel like this is how you get back to yourself. Um, it's a very refined version of you. The energy that you're stepping into is very refined. It's very precise. It's very clear. It's very honest. I don't know, Leo, you guys will have to let me know what is happening in your life, what's going on. It's very interesting. I'm just sending a lot of love to all of the Leos out there. You'll get through it and you'll be better for it. All right, final message for Leo. Oh, look at that. We've got the peacock feather, transformation change, greater wisdom coming in. Card number 22, she feels, she knows. Well, that just kind of sums up your whole year. That's kind of funny. What a perfect card for the ending. She feels, she knows. Feel what you feel. And by the end of this year, you are going to be very clear on what you know to be true. I love the peacock feather. Transformation and change. Where else did I see that? Oh, we had the butterfly on the King of Swords. Massive, massive change. 22, we got the energy of 4 again. All right, Leo, take great care of yourself, and I'll talk to you real soon.